All right. Hello, everyone. Morgan Heitzma here of Scholar Marketing. And today we're going to be talking about Facebook ads. A few things here today is I'm going to drop our email in the chat box down below for you guys. So if you have any questions at all, if I don't cover something here today, please feel free to reach out to us at any point in time. We should be able to provide any additional information. Now, today's class is going to be recorded here. So after it's done processing later today, you should be able to find it on our YouTube page for reference to look back onto if you have any questions or want to know where that is. So feel free to search up Scott Leroy Marketing on our YouTube, and you should be able to see that within our videos. Now, I'm going to go ahead and put our support at scottleroymarketing.com email down below for you. Again, that's that email address. If you have any questions or issues along the way, just please feel free to send us a message. Now, I'm starting off here in the command login page. We're going to be navigating through a couple different areas here today, but it's always good to orient ourselves and start off at the home page here so we know exactly where to navigate to. Now, first and foremost, we do like to use the Google Chrome browser or the Firefox browser. So if we're using a different sort of web browser like the Microsoft Edge or Internet Explorer, Safari, we've seen some technical issues come into play when those browsers are used. So we kind of like to just say that the Google Chrome browser and the Firefox browser may give you the least amount of issues when navigating the KW command platforms. Now, we're going to sign into agent.kw.com right here up at the top. And when you type this out into your web browser, you should be greeted with this login page here, which will ask you for your KW login, which is generally the first letter of your first name, followed by your last name. If it's a pretty common combination like John Smith, you may have a number associated at the end here. Then go ahead and type that out along with your password. We'll go ahead and click sign in here, and it should take you to your command homepage. Now, before we actually dive into our Facebook ads here, we're going to want to do a little bit of setup here first. So first and foremost, I'm just going to travel back to my personal Facebook profile here. And we're just going to want to make sure that our social media is indeed connected. So when we go to submit our Facebook ads or our social media ads, it doesn't give us any kind of errors. So we can do so by clicking on our name on the top right-hand corner here and making our way down to settings. Once inside of settings here, we'll wait for this to load up. Once inside of settings here, you may see some connected applications that if you're already currently using these types of applications, you can just go ahead and connect them to your KW command in order to be able to kind of utilize those tools and resources. As you see right here, we have two Facebooks. We have a Facebook post scheduling as well as a Facebook ads manager. You'll see it's very similar with your Twitter as well. If I scroll down just a little bit, let's see if we can get both of our Twitters in the same shot here. You'll see Twitter also has a ads manager and a post scheduling. Now, I don't use Twitter, but if you use Twitter, please by all means go ahead and connect both of these, as well as our Facebook right here as well. They serve two very different functions when it comes to jumping inside of your command campaigns. Your Facebook post scheduling will allow you to schedule out a number of different posts to your Facebook business page to look like you're always posting online. Whether you want to set this up on every hour, a morning, noon, and night, and a Monday through Friday. So you can actually create a 10, 20, 30 pieces of marketing material and schedule them out to look like you're always online posting. Pretty cool. This is a free feature here as well. So again, please take advantage of the Facebook post scheduling right here. You also have Facebook Ads Manager, and Facebook Ads Manager, this is the paid portion where you set up a payment method, you create these ads, and they target specific individuals outside of your Facebook group. So people who have not heard of you, who are interested in, the real estate industry, buying or selling, you'll be able to target specific ads for individuals who may be interested in your services. So the best way to kind of think about these two sections right here is the post scheduling is for your internal people who have already liked your page and already know about you. The post scheduling is free. And then the ads manager, the paid version, is for people who do not know you yet, who you want to gain leads from. So as you see right here, they'll first start off by having a blue button, connect account, right here. And when we do so, we'll go ahead and give this a click. It should give you a pop-up to connect your social media account. Again, this is why we stress that the Chrome browser or Firefox browser is the best here, because sometimes we've seen other browsers that just don't give us these little pop-ups here to finish that connection. So if you're not seeing this pop-up right here, just please check your browser. That may be the culprit to help you kind of proceed forward and finish your connection here. Now, again, since I don't really use Twitter here, I'm going to go ahead and X out. But as you would do just with any other social media or sign in here, you just sign in using your login as well as authorize app. And this authorization here just allows KW Command to be connected with your Twitter here. Now, same goes for your Facebook right here as well. As you see, I do have these already connected here. But you're also going to want to keep in mind that even though we connect our personal account here, everything that you do for your business is going to run off of a Facebook business account. So as you see right here, if I go to Facebook post scheduling or my ads manager, I can click on manage right here, and then it just says Morgan Heitzma, which is my personal Facebook account right here. But all personal accounts are kind of the grandfather of your business account. So that's why it starts off with your personal account here. And then when we navigate into our campaigns, where are we? Right here. When we navigate into our campaigns, then it's going to ask us about our business accounts and what we're actually going to be sending it to. So keep in mind, you don't post on your personal account, it's just your business account. One last thing that we want to check here is going to be our ads manager. Now, our ads manager right here does also have a manage button, but this manage button is going to be a little bit different here. If we give this a click, you'll see here's my personal Facebook that I'm connected to. But if I click on this drop down arrow right here, it should give me an indication on which business pages I want connected or disconnected from KW Command here. So just know you have one last step here if you want to create your social paid ads, and that's selecting your Facebook business pages here. One last thing that I'd like to stress on this is if you change your Facebook password, just know you may have to come back here and reconnect your account. They do talk to each other on both ends. So if your Facebook gets changed in kind of any sort of way, you may have to just refresh it here on your KW Command and just disconnect and reconnect, and it should reallow you in. Another thing to mention is if you're working with a team, or you want to connect a business page that a number of different individuals service, you will have to at least be an admin within that business page in order to see this pop up here and select it. So if you're anything lower than an admin on your credentials in your business page, you may not see this here in order to select. So I'll go ahead and keep both of these active here, and I'm going to click done. And as you see, I got that green indicator up at the top just saying that everything is connected and good to go. And now at this point, I can go ahead and jump into my social media ads. Now I'm going to take us through our campaigns page first, just to kind of orient ourselves on how the different layout and style looks, and then we're going to jump in and create a social ad really quick to get it set up to be sent out on our social media. So if I give this red KW square a click on the top left hand corner, it should open up all the titles on my left hand side here, so I can kind of just read where I need to navigate to a little bit easier. So I'm going to click on campaigns here. And once we are inside of our campaigns, you'll see our campaign dashboard, which is just kind of a collective of all of the different types of campaigns that we have, as well as some like additional tips and information. But as we look up top here, you'll see paid ads, emails, direct mail, and social post. The two that we're going to highlight here today is going to be our social posts as well as our paid ads right here. It's mainly going to be our paid ads. But I want to show you the difference between the two here. So as you see, you have all of these in a category here. You'll also see these very similarly reflect your designs when you go to create a design. It says, do you want to create an email design, a social design, or a print design? So these are going to be how we kind of organize and pair together our designs with our campaigns here. So let's click on paid ads here first. So within our paid ads, we're going to have a big bar up top here, and this is just going to let you know at a glance what's been going on with our social media ads here, with our paid ads. We can toggle between the last 30 days, or we can go the last 7 days, month to date, year to date, or of all time here. It'll also tell you your impressions, your leads, and the dollar amount that have been spent so far. So if we toggle this to, say, of lifetime, it'll show you the lifetime spend, the lifetime leads, impressions, and so on. So as we navigate down a little bit further here, we have our search paid ads. So this really comes in handy to title out your ads and your campaigns, just so you can quickly at a glance search for them. As you see right here, I have St. Patty's Day. If I just were to type out Patty, it'll easily be able to select or filter through the different social ads, so I can see what happened, say, last year during St. Patrick's Day, and because I know that that was a great a paid ad that I had a lot of leads come through on. So your search bar comes in handy as long as you title out your different ads here. If we go over here a little bit more towards the center bar, you can see all of your paid ads, the paid ads that you have archived or soft deleted, your past posted paid ads, your drafts, and all of the currently active paid ads that are going on right now. Typically, I like to select the all right here just so we can kind of take that full view of all these different ads. As we go over here to the right hand side, you do have an option to select what the goal is for this specific ad. So if I'm looking for to attract listings or attract talent, this is where I can go to actually see all of the different goals. And if I just want to view my listing paid ads, I can filter that to advertise listing and be able to kind of just see those specific ads there. So pretty cool. Now there's going to be one other thing, which is all channels here. And if we give this a click, you'll see, depending on what is connected within your command settings right here, you should have all these checkbox right here. And don't worry, I'm going to show you how to connect your Instagram here in a second, because that's actually going to be outside within your Facebook. One last thing that I would like to mention within your selected channels is that your Instagram is also only going to be able to send paid ads out. It will not be able to schedule posts here. So just keep that in mind. If you're wondering why you're not seeing it within your social posts, it's only going to reflect your paid ads here. Now, let's go ahead and set up a payment method. So again, we can get everything squared away for when we're ready to complete these paid ads here. And you can find that up at the top right here. You'll see a button or a title that says payments. It's going to be right next to that create campaign button. If we click on payments here, you should see all of the different payment cards that you have up at the top here. And down below, you'll see everything that has currently been spent on which social media channels. So how much money has been spent on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and so on. To set up a card payment method, it'll be right here, right below your options. We'll click on payment method here, and then here you'll enter your first name, your last name, your card information, and then you can go ahead and add your card. When it comes to Facebook paid ads, right? They come in the form of credits, and up at the top right here, you should see remaining credits. And the way that credits work is you set up a payment method, you purchase a number of credits, right? If the credits are not used, if say you paused a campaign or stopped a campaign, and there's some rollover credits, what will happen is you'll have to wait until the campaign is over, and then it will recredit back into your pool here. So just know that you'll never be without. It just may take a moment to come back into your payment pool. Let me explain that a little bit further here. So as you see, we have an open house paid ad. The status is a draft, but pretend like it's active right here. The days are 6 days long, and say by day 3 I wanted to pause this. I added $30 or $10 total to this ad here. And if I paused it halfway through, I should be expecting $5 to come back to me. Now, the way that $5 will come back to me is, even though this is paused or removed, you'll still have to wait until the second or the end date of when you set up this ad here in order for that $5 to come back into your pool. I hope that makes sense. Please, if you have questions, use the chat box down below. Yeah, but just keep in mind, it just may take a moment to come back. So again, this is how you kind of view your different ads here. What's cool is you also have like these different channels. If you do submit on 2 different channels here, like your Facebook and your Instagram, you will see these drop downs right here where it kind of gives you a little bit more information on say which social media channel is doing better on this ad, and so on. So let's go back to our campaigns dashboard right here. Before we travel further and check out our social posts, let's go ahead and actually connect our Instagram on our Facebook business page. And so if we go over to our Facebook here, this is my my personal Facebook page. In order to view your business pages, you can do one of 2 things. You can click on the orange pages right here on the left-hand side, or you can go on the top right-hand corner here, and if you see all these dotted squares right here, you'll give that a click. You'll see that orange pages right here as well. What's cool is if you use this square, this dotted square right here, if you have not created a business page yet, over to your right-hand side, this white page button will allow you to create a business page. We're going to go ahead and click on the orange flag here, the pages. And as you see right here, here are the 2 business pages that I belong to. One is a hobby page, and one is just a sample page right here. So I'm going to click on my teaching samples page right here. And now I'm currently inside of my business page on Facebook here. So once we make it to our business page, on the left-hand side, if we scroll down, you should see at the bottom settings. We'll go ahead and give settings a click. And right where my cursor is, I just have to draw it up just a little bit more, you should see a button called Instagram right here. And if we give Instagram a click, you'll have the opportunity to connect your Instagram account with this business page. Once you do this, we'll go back over to our dashboard. We'll click on Create Campaign here. And once you click on that social ad, you should see that populate right down here within your Instagram. Now, again, keep in mind, it's only the social ads that have that Instagram, but you do have the ability to create ads through there. You just have to connect it through your business page. Now, one last thing is going to be that social post, which is the free internal posting. This is a great way to just engage with your Facebook business page and make sure that everybody who's liked your page is getting great content at a relatively consistent basis. Amber, that's a fantastic question. I would love to see Instagram scheduled postings. One thing that we really strongly rely on you all as the agent to really submit your ideas to ideas.kw.com. And this is going to be the best way because it all comes in numbers, right? If everybody submits an idea from ideas.kw.com, it will shoot to the top of the queue and allow the developers to try to implement additional tools and resources that are not currently in command just yet. Now, I am seeing some questions asking if I can show how to connect Instagram again. Let me go ahead and do that one more time here for you guys. I'm just gonna get back to my normal Facebook business page here. On the top right, I'm gonna click on this dotted square, and I'm going to go to Pages. So dotted square, Pages. If you don't see any pages here, if you have not created a page yet, you'll just click on the dotted square and then the white page, and then you can develop one of these. I'm going to enter my business page. So right here, I'm inside of my business page. And then on the left-hand side, I'm going to scroll down and I'm going to click on Settings right here. Now, depending on how large your monitor is, you may have to scroll down to see that Instagram button. But that Instagram button should be on the left-hand side. And if we give this a click here, we should see that connect account, where it should allow us to connect our Instagram. All right, perfect. Again, any questions, go ahead and throw them in the chat. I'll do my best to scan them and give you some additional information as well. Thank you guys. I appreciate the participation. Now right here inside of our social post right here, we can schedule posts out to look like you're always interacting on your business page. Here we'll just go ahead and click on Create Campaign, a social post, and then we'll go ahead and fill that social post out. We're actually going to be creating our own paid ad, so we can schedule that out as we get to that point. But taking a look at this right here looks a little bit different than your paid ads page. Here it's almost in a calendar view. So as you see right here, we have Sunday through Saturday. If we click on this week drop down right here, it can actually show us the whole entire month. And here we can see what types of social ads we're scheduling out to our business page on what particular days. So if you know that every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday you're going to be posting something of value, you'll be able to schedule that out and actually see where you ended up on your scheduling. Say, oh, maybe I finished all my post schedulings on the 17th, so I need to create a little bit more for this week and carry it on. I'll close this up so we can see that week view again. As we are taking a look down, you'll see instead of this calendar view, they do have a like a list view right here too. So if you schedule any posts, you can see it in a list view format. One last thing is this shows you the live and scheduled posts, but you can toggle this over on the right here to draft posts, and this is where your drafts will take place as well. As we are taking a look over here, you do have something called quick posts, which is a great way for you to be able to just quickly send out some content on your social media business page here. So as you see right here, it says quick posts. We have leadership content, video campaigns, social posts right here. So if I look at this social post, there's already some content with text right here. And if I click on this share button, it'll actually open it up for me to be able to create that post out and just send it out. So like, again, I can swap the text and the image out, or I can just use the way that it was provided originally and just go ahead and schedule that post out right here. And now you see we have a scheduled post here for the 21st at 10 a.m. This should come through on my KW teaching samples page. So that's what quick posts are all about. They're really quick ways to be able to just kind of send that content through. How soon will posts go through? Emmy, that's a fantastic question. So if you're post scheduling, I believe if it's within the hour, they request you to just send that post through. But if it's longer than an hour or an hour past, you can go ahead and have the opportunity to schedule that and have that appear on a different sort of hour. Let's go ahead and create a ad here really quick. I'm gonna travel down to my designs page, and we're just gonna create a simple ad to promote our I don't know, listing or a buyer, or really any kind of event that we want. So we're gonna click on our designs right here. And when we're inside of our designs, we're actually going to go ahead and click on the top right here. We have create design. And when we click on create design, you'll see that it looks very similar to those menu options that we saw inside of our campaigns. You see the email, social, print, and then we have this additional other option right here for video. We're going to highlight the social portion here because we're going to add those paid ad / scheduled posts. We'll give that a click, and it should open us up into our template page. Give this a second here. All right, inside of our template page right here on the left-hand side, since we are inside of social, we can really use any one of these different highlights right here. So I'm going to click on holidays because we just had a holiday, 2 holidays that just came up. So let's go ahead and click on June here. And here within June, you'll see a number of different just holiday posts or ads that we can throw out here. So let's go ahead and click on this Father's Day post. But before we do that, you'll see we actually have a few different shapes of our Father's Day right here. So again, this really depends on where do you want to really highlight this post. So do you want to highlight it on Instagram? The squares may be a little bit better. Twitter or Facebook, you have all these different shapes right here. I kind of like the Facebook wide right here. This is my personal favorite. So I'm going to click on social wide. And as you see on the right hand side here, you have that Happy Father's Day. Now, truthfully, this looks pretty good the way that it is. It's just going to be something that I'm going to send out for Happy Father's Day. But let me go ahead and add just a couple little bits and pieces here, one of which is going to be the logos. So let me swap the logos out here. I'll drag this over. There we go. And then the images here, let me see if I can add an image just of my headshot here. Image placeholder. And then we can shrink this up right here. And I'll add my face. Well, I don't have one with a white background in the circle, but this will work just as fine. And then once I'm satisfied with this, I can title this, Father's Day. Let's do 2022. Just so when next year comes around, I don't get confused on which social ad is going to be the Father's Day one. Now, we're also going to click on, we can do one of two things. We can click on File Save on the top left-hand corner here. File Save. I always like to download my material, so I can click Download right here. Since we're going to do social media, PNG is going to be the best quality for you. JPEG would be good too, but PNG is going to be the best. And then right here, your image quality, go ahead and draw this up over to 100 right here. That should give you the most crisp image. If you have multiple pages, which we do not, you can add all those pages right here to download, but we'll just download this one individual page right here. Amber says, will you be able to show us how to upload a design instead of creating, like upload a design from outside? How you do that is I'm going to click done right here. Now I'm sure this is talked about on a different class, but I want to, in case there's any overlap, I want to make sure that you guys have this information as well. I'll click on import design. It's going to be right next to a create design. It'll be import design, and then that will allow you to be able to import a PDF. Now, depending on how crisp that PDF is, again, how blurry or how much quality is in that PDF will determine on how many layers you'll be able to separate and change text and image around. If it's a low quality PDF or if it's blurry, it will just probably act like one solid image that you won't really be able to edit too much. All right, so now that we have this Father's Day social media post right here, let's go ahead and create one more, and that's going to be an actual ad. So this would be great for an internal social post, but we don't really have anything that we're promoting for an external lead. So let's click on social post one more time here. And then we're going to go ahead and we're going to click on, let's say, listing here, and we'll just click on a for sale. And again, we can use, let's do a square this time. We can do a square for sale. I'm going to go ahead and click use right here. And Miriam, for how to change the names on the social, it's going to be on the top right-hand corner here. It's going to be next to this, it kind of looks like a little bit of random code, but it's going to be right next to the share button. So I can write for sale Father's Day. So now I kind of know what this is for. And it looks like it's saved right here. So it kind of already took that information and saved it for me. Now again, at this point, I'm sure we have a full-length designs class that kind of shows you the ins and outs on how to really maximize this piece of material here. But again, you can go ahead and click on your image and change your images out, so on and so forth. But I'm going to use this the way that it is right now, and I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to file save it, and then I'm also going to download it again as a PNG. Now again, you don't have to download your images. I personally like to do that just in case if if I ever need it in a different location. That's just me personally. Now we're gonna hit done right here. And now that we have, it's still generating that thumbnail, but now you see we have a for sale listing, and we just have an internal social post for just promoting Father's Day. I'm going to refresh this again so we can see this thumbnail here. And there we go. So now I'm going to travel back. Now that I have these two social designs, I'm going to travel back over to our campaigns here. So I'm going to click on the red KW square and then make our way back down to campaigns. Now again, since we have two different two different social pieces. One's going to be in our paid and one's going to be in our social posts. Let's go ahead and do our social posts first, just because that's going to be a little bit easier. We'll click on social post. We'll click on create campaign and social post right here. Now, the way that social posts work, again, you'll have basically a schedule post or publish immediately, and then you'll have the option to select whichever pages that are available. So it gives you a little limited information on our paid ads. Going to give you a few more drop down options like your targeting, things like that. So again, starting off easy here, the left hand side is going to be all of the options that we edit. The right hand side is going to be what that live social post kind of looks like. So since, again, sticking with the Father's Day theme, I will write Happy Father's Day. So happy Father's Day to all the dads that are out there. And then I'll put a smiley face. And it's kind of cool because it shows all these different smiley faces that you can use. But on the bottom right of this box here, you'll also have like a smiley face right here. And if we give this a click, you can choose all of the different, you can scroll through all of the different options that you have here. I'll type dad. Let's see if, no dads, but there you go. And as you see, it started to type out in real time over here to the right. Now, as we scroll down here for the social post, you can choose just a standard image. You can choose a video, and this, again, drag and drop from our computer. Or you can choose a URL, which is like a Facebook link or something similar of that nature. It does give you an indication, though, that if you do use a video URL, duration must be less than 120 seconds, so less than 2 minutes, and it must be smaller than 40 megabytes. And you do have two options for your type of video format. But we just have that image, and we can browse from our design library here, or we can upload the image directly from our computer. We're going to browse from our library, and as you see right here, we have this Father's Day post. As this loads up right here, you should see that start to populate on the right-hand side right here. Again, if this somehow failed, I could always click upload image since I downloaded that image and just drag and drop it directly. This is still loading for best placement, but you do have a square option, a wide rectangle option, and a freeform option to adjust your sizing the way that you want it. Let's go ahead and click on wide. There we go. I just clicked on reset right here, and that seemed to push it through. And as you see right here, you have your wide, your square, and your freeform, depending on if you want to control where it's at. I'll choose wide right here, and then crop image. As you see, that populated on the right-hand side here. You do have an option right here. This thing is your logo position if you want it on the left or the right-hand side. As you see, my logo is on the right-hand side, and so it kind of overlaps being on the right. So I can actually move this over to the left-hand side, and it makes it look a little bit nicer. Now, again, depending on publishing, right? So it does have to be within 1 hour in order to publish it immediately, right? If it's longer than an hour, we'll go ahead and schedule our post out. So you have schedule post, which is the first option that's auto-selected for you. And it even tells you these cool little tips here. It says the best days to post are Monday, Wednesday, and Friday mornings. So again, instead of posting, 5 posts every day, or sorry, 5 posts every week, we can narrow that down to 3 posts. And it should also tell you that mornings, I think, are the best time. It should also give you like additional pieces of information, like in your content. It says keep your text short, clear, and to the point to keep your message to get your message across. Include a short link if you have one. So even if you have a short link right here, go ahead and add that because that will just fill out that piece of text on the right-hand side that much more. Now, down below here, you do have the option to select your pages. I can connect more accounts if I would like, but since I don't, since I only have my Facebook pages, I can go ahead and select more of those if I want by requesting that API right here. So now I can select my travel destinations if I wanted to, and my KW teaching samples. And so now once I do that, you can see that it'll appear right down here below. So KW teaching samples, again, that's perfectly fine. Your scheduled posts, sorry, I forgot to show you this little menu here. This will be your calendar view of when and what time you want your scheduled post to go out. So Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, let's go ahead and click on Wednesday instead of Tuesday. And then it says Friday morning. So 10 o'clock, let's actually do 9 o'clock a.m. That sounds a little better. And as you see right here, that will schedule that post out. Once we're done with this, on the top right hand corner here, we have save draft and schedule post. So really it all depends on what you'd like to do here at this point. I'll go ahead and schedule the post out. So if you guys check back on Morgan's KW teaching samples, you should see this on Wednesday start to post. So now we have a fuller timeline here within our week. And as we see our month right here, it'll start to fill out a little bit more. Now our paid ads are going to look very similar to what we just went through, only it's going to give you a few additional options here. So we'll click on create campaign here. We're going to do a social ad paid. And then here it's really going to depend on what you want to select here. So your campaign name, again, treat this very much like your design name. It's just to let you know what this campaign is being used for. So I can write Father's Day listing. And as I scroll down here, you have the option to select which channels, I don't have Twitter connected, but which channels you want all connected to shoot this campaign out to. Now, there has been a little bit of confusion. When you click on things like other or event awareness, you will have a advertised listing section within our next page, but just know it's completely optional to add that. When we advertise a listing, this will be a required listing that we add to the next page. So I'm just going to select on other right here. I'm going to click on create campaign. And again, you can choose Instagram and Facebook or just Facebook. Now, as you see right here, very similar. We have a little bit extra options, one of which is the right-hand side right here. It's audience definition. And this will gauge how many people you'll reach based off of the selections that you choose and your different criteria of who you want to send this out to. So first and foremost, we have listings. So again, since I selected other, you have the option to add this listing or not, depending on what you want to choose. If you want to choose a listing to add to this ad right here, we'll go ahead and click on the listing, but there's going to be two options that I would highly suggest altering. One of which is going to be your show right here. Here we'll click on show all listings. And this will allow you to be able to kind of see all of the listings in the MLS that are active. You also have the status button right here. We'll give this a click, and here you have the option to change from active to all statuses as well. So if you're looking for, again, say it was a listing that was just sold, and you want to promote that this listing was just sold, you can click on sold here, and then you should be able to search through those listings. Since I believe this is an active listing, we'll go ahead and click on active right here. We can choose a listing, and what that will do is that will actually bring all the listing information into your left-hand side and then auto-populate this ad out for you. Since we have our own ad, we'll just go ahead and use that. And we'll go ahead and click on our headline here, our main copy, and we'll just click adjust listed. So this blank bedroom, blank bath, you can really start to highlight a piece of content and materials here. So in order just to kind of save time, be as descriptive as you can with your main copy right here, because as you see, the more you fill it out, I'm just going to paste a couple of texts. The more you fill it out, the more it looks a little bit more legitimate when you are sending this this out. As we scroll down here to our headline, you'll see that our headline is just going to be down below here. It's going to be that main title that draws you in, and then you also have like a learn more button. So our headline is going to be just listed 123 Main Street, and as you see right here, this 123 Main Street, this will populate right here for you. You can add some additional information. Located within 15 minutes of downtown, and so on. Yes, this will be recorded. And again, please, if this is going over your head, please send us a message at support@scottleroymarketing.com. We should be able to help you with additional information. It may take some time to process on the back end and then upload to YouTube. The processing may take a moment, but it should become available as soon as possible. Now, also keep in mind, I am showing the two different versions, right? So that is the past version was a post scheduling, right? And this would be the ads manager portion. So if you can separate the two, it should be a little bit easier to just kind of jump in, create an ad, and then create a social ad on your campaigns. Now, as we scroll down right here, be sure to click on these save buttons, and it should acquire all of that information and allow you to move forward here. So second of which is going to be this media. And media, this is where we're going to add our content from our design here. We have the option to upload, again, that video or that specific image. I'm going to click on select image, and we can choose from listing, add an image, or add from video. Very much like how we saw on our scheduled posts. As you see right here, we have browse from the library as well as upload image. We did do both, but I'm going to show you how to browse from the design library. We'll just click on that button right there, and then we can choose our Father's Day design. We'll wait for this to load up here, but as we're waiting for this to populate, it does give us some additional information to help us get the most out of our design here. It says high resolution images greater than 600 pixels on the long edge work best for social posts and ads. Images must be a JPEG or PNG format, and the maximum size is 3 megabytes. Use images with little or no overlaid text to ensure ad delivery. So again, keep that in mind, because as we are navigating and adding our ads here, little to no overlaid text will help promote your ad a little bit better, as opposed to a whole bunch of text on your material. I'm going to click review and crop this image right here. And as you see, again, that was that square view. We do have a square this time, so that works perfect. And I'm going to go ahead and save this image right here. And so far, this looks like a pretty decent ad right here. On the right-hand side, you will have some additional options here. You'll have the option to add some more images that rotate through here. So again, if I have a secondary image, let's see if I can use that same image. So now you see we have two images that the individual can actually scroll between. So if you have a couple of listings that you want to promote on a same ad, you have that ability to do so right here. So you have your just listed 123 Main Street, and then another just listed 123 Main Street right here. So, and this is a great way to send them back to your agent site for them to be able to check on these featured listings and see all the different types of listings that you have available. Scrolling down here, again, you have that DBA logo position on the left or the right. So again, depending on how you want that DBA logo to be, left side or right side, that will flip-flop back and forth right here. We're going to hit save. And then over here, we have Facebook settings and lead settings. So Facebook settings, I would say, is basically one of the most important options within creating our ads right here, because it has a very important checkbox that we want to draw our attention to. Within our Facebook settings right here, it basically asks you which account and which Facebook page do you want to put this ad onto. So we're going to use the KW teaching samples again. And then we have destination right here. So one of the most important sections right here is your destination. Habit says that we want to direct them to a site or landing page, right? Just like I said, we want to send them to our site so they can view all of our featured listings. So habit is to click on site or landing page. Truthfully, what we're going to want to do is we're going to want to click on Facebook lead generation form, because what this does, and this may bring a pop-up to your Facebook page to allow you to click allow or approve this lead generation form. But once you have this selected here, anybody who clicks on your social media ad before they're taken to your site, their information will be collected and sent to your KW command database. So you won't have to rely on them filling out a form on your site or any other method. Once they click on your ad right here, it's going to give them a pop-up. They'll have to click approve, and then they'll be taken to your site. Once they click approve, their info will be taken to your command database here. So best way to claim these leads, especially putting out that money for these social media ads, is to click on this Facebook lead generation form right here. As we scroll down here a little bit further, you have this learn more button, and we can change this to anything else, right? So if you're holding a seminar or a client appreciation event, you can click sign up now. If this is an ad for you looking to hire or expand your team, you can click apply now. And this will allow you to add a link on top of this Facebook lead generation form to still take them to wherever they need to go. Yeah, absolutely, Anne. So the Facebook lead generation form, even though you want to take them to a site or a landing page, you'll still have that option right down here. You still want to click on Facebook lead generation form, because you're still going to be taking them to an additional website. Only it's going to give you the opportunity to capture their information. If you just click site or landing page, you don't get to collect their information. You just get to send them to that page. So one of the most powerful buttons right here in your Facebook ads. So site, website, or URL, you can choose, again, depending on what you want this for. If you want to send them to your website, you can do so here. You can also choose a landing page that you have created. So depending on if you created an open house sign-in sheet, if you created a listing landing page, you can select that there, where they can actually click on your ad. You'll collect their info, and they'll be taken to a specific page just on that individual listing right here. It was pretty cool. As we scroll down here a little bit further, you see that I have not actually selected a link. So let me actually just populate one right here. And you see that that works out just fine, and that should allow us to kind of proceed forward. As you see right here when we scroll down, you'll have our audience, lead settings, and duration and budget. Now, this all really depends on what and where you want to send this lead out to, okay? So our auto audience, our custom audience, or our saved audience. Auto audience depends on the location that you're at and your mile radius. If I want a 25-mile radius within the location that I live, I can add that right here. Custom audience right here is I can target a specific number of people, like my same area that I live within a 20-mile radius, but people who match the interest of, let's say, real estate or something like that, right? Kids, people that are growing their families, people that are and I can search through here with all of the different interests right here. So maybe apartment might be a good one. Maybe going down here and just looking at, and look at this scroll down bar right here. You have so many different options to choose between. So again, depending on the type of people that you're looking for to target, you can select that right here. Another cool feature that I really like that they added here is you have the opportunity to target your entire database right here. So if I don't want to target random strangers and I want to target my database, I can do so right here. It gives you some additional information about database targeting. Like this will upload a custom list to your Facebook. You'll be able to target based on tags, neighborhoods, associated, or both. So pretty cool to be able to create that. We'll do so by clicking create new audience here, and then you can search just based off of tags, right? So depending on whatever tag that you want that people are tagged on inside of your command database, you can actually choose that. So I just want my, let's say, Buffalo Wild Wings. I just want my Buffalo Wild Wings people to be targeted here. Right. So if you select your database and you select the specific tags, it should only target those specific individuals. And then again, you do have this custom as well. So you do have two options right here. So again, if you want to target your database and individuals, you have that option. If you want to just target your individual database based off of your tags, you have that ability as well. Now, as I scroll down here, lead settings, this is going to be when somebody is captured, what do you want their tag information to say once they're captured and sent to your database? Do you want them to be auto tagged as, say, since this is a listing, do you want them to be auto tagged as buyer? You want them auto tagged as Facebook, lead? I'm pretty sure they'll already come in here as a lead, but you have that opportunity to kind of filter these out. Social media, that's a great one. So let's say buyer and social media, I want to be tagged with anybody who clicks on this ad and gets sent to my database. Last but not least, you have the opportunity to actually set them up on a smart plan. So if you have a listing smart plan or a buyer smart plan that you have set up for all your buyers, you can automatically send them up on a buyer smart plan or a new 8x8 new client engagement. You can do that as well. So again, you can automatically set them up the moment they click on your ad, so you don't really have to do anything else. They're already going through the system through smart plans, as well as having additional information on that listing landing page. Last but not least, your duration and budget. This really depends on what you have. There is no true algorithm that works the best here. The duration is automatically set to 10 days, but we typically like to say around 5 to 7 days, because this will probably give you the most exposure. Around 3 to 5 to 7 days. That 5 to 7 days is probably going to be the maximum, because as you see, day 1 may not give you too many leads. Day 2, you may get a few. Day 3, you may get your bulk load. Day 4, maybe a little bit less. Day 5, they may start to trickle out. So, however, I mean, it all depends on the content that you're sending out as well, right? So, if you're sending out quality content or content that is very engaging and that clients love, you may be able to see a more higher return when it comes to the duration and budget. Total campaign budget, as you see right here, daily per channel, $3 per day if I set it up on a 30-day, $30 total. So $10, 10 days, $3 a day equals $30. Again, you can change this depending on how much you want to spend. So let me do $15, and I actually want to do probably about 6 days or 7 days. So 8 days, that's fine. So as you see right here, that's about $1.88 per day per channel. So really use whatever you play around with it. There's no real no real answer to what works and what doesn't. Once you're done and you're satisfied with this this ad right here, this right hand side, as you see, they have the apply now, they have the listing. I can either save this draft or I can publish it, and it'll go straight into that paid ad campaign. Since I have not set up that payment method, I'm going to go ahead and save draft right here. How do you know how much to budget? Well, again, that would really depend. I would take a look at how many days you would have your ad set as, and then see what may be an appropriate amount to spend on that specific ad. So as you see right here, this is 8 days for $15. That sounds pretty cheap to me. So I'm pretty happy with that. But again, just know that if your budget is lower, you may not get that yield as well. You have to try and find that sweet spot where you're not spending a boatload, but also getting a good yield of return on those leads as well. One last thing that I wanted to mention is, now that we set that for that 8 days, again, if this was a running ad right now, if I were to cancel this, again, I would have to wait until the 29th in order for the rest of my $15 to be accredited back to me. Now, thank you so much for spending these 3 extra minutes. Do you guys have any other questions that I skipped through here today? Any other questions that you guys may have? Are listings specific to agents, and are ads somehow lesser if you use smaller budget? Ads aren't lesser if you use a smaller budget, but I believe your reach, the expansion and the reach may not be as far, because the more individuals that you want to reach, the larger the budget. So and then depending on the amount of days. So if you spend like $100 in one day, you may have a larger reach than if you were to spend $1 within 100 days, if that makes sense. Listing specific to agents, you can choose any type of listing on here. I'm not a licensed agent, and I was able to select any one of these listings right here. You'll just have to go through, and when you select your listing on the top right, just choose show all listings instead of show my listings, and that should clear that up for you. How do you change the video sizing before recording? Well, so that really depends on what type of program you have, right? So if you have a external video program, you may have the ability to adjust that recording size. I believe you may, YouTube video may have the ability to do that, as well as a free online converter for your video as well. That may work. Do we have to set up a specific business page? So that is a great question. You have to have a business page in order to run these ads. So you cannot use your personal page. So your personal page is almost like the owner of your business page. So you will need to create a business page, and you can do so by going to your Facebook. And then on the top right here, you should have these dotted squares. We'll give that a click. And then you'll see a create section on the right hand side, and it'll allow you to create a page. And you're going to want to create a business page. What reason would I pause an ad? That's a great question as well. I'm loving all these great questions. A great reason to pause an ad is maybe you promoted a listing for a few weeks that really got a lot of attention and got sold quickly, and so you don't need to promote that listing anymore. You can go ahead and pause that for the remainder of for the remainder of the time that listing is available, in order for it to kind of be removed from public eye. Absolutely. When it comes to Instagram posting, not ads, you can have your Facebook business page automatically post your content to Instagram. So I we have not seen the ability within KW Command to be able to schedule posts out to Instagram. You may be able to get away with that outside, like within Facebook.com, but we haven't been able to see that within our KW Command system. How do I get people to go to my business page from my personal page? Is that legal with me? So, Kathleen, that's a great question. The best way to kind of do that is more often than not, these individuals who like you or friends with you on Facebook, if you were to just to post something on your Facebook page saying, hey, it'd really mean a lot to me if you guys went over and liked my business page. It helps me be able to promote a little bit easier and lets my business thrive. I'm more than sure that you'll see a lot of individuals go over to your business page and like that. If you do not have a Twitter account, if you want to create a Twitter account, you can in order to post. It's not required, only optional if you are looking to post on your Twitter account. Can you revisit the budget accounts? Yeah, sure. I'll spend one more minute here just taking a look at this budget. I'm looking at this Father's Day 2020 right here. Now, as we are looking right here, you have your duration and budget down below. And so for me, I kind of pair your lead settings and your duration and budget as well. Oh, sorry, your Facebook settings, as well as your duration and budget. So I'm going to uncheck target my database. There we go. And I'm going to target a custom audience. So this is really what kind of depends on how much I'm going to use. If I'm going to target quite a bit of people in a large radius here, I may want to throw down, a few extra dollars in order to enhance that search a little bit more. $15 on a 46-mile radius may not yield as much results as $15 on a 10-mile radius, for example. As we see right here, we have our targeting. So we have two different targeting. If we go at it for a duration and budget again, it'll say we recommend a 10-day campaign on a budget of $1 per channel per day. And what they mean on per channel is either per one of these, right? Per targeting, or per, like, say, Instagram or Facebook or Twitter. So so again, I would say that would probably be the best way to kind of judge off of that. Truthfully, your budget would be, what you feel would be the best return on that ad. Why is a post to my social media necessarily different from an ad? An ad is going to target an outside individuals that don't know about you, that you want to claim and bring in as a lead. Your post schedule is going to be just basically keeping in contact with your already connected group. Can I create a business Twitter page without having a personal Twitter? So I'm not entirely sure. I don't personally have a Twitter myself, so I would go ahead and create that personal Twitter first and see if that allows you to be able to connect that. Again, since I don't run off of Twitter too often or at all, really, it's hard for me to accurately state that. All right. Well, thank you so much, you guys. I appreciate all the questions. I hope I got through most of them for you. Again, if you have any questions at all, please feel free to reach out to support@scottleroymarketing.com. I love to hear more from you guys, and be on the lookout on our YouTube for this video. You should have it within the next day or so. All right. Have a great rest of your week.